So you need to fix your credit for whatever the reason may be. And you've probably been trying to work on it right now. And it could be because you're trying to get a house, or maybe you're trying to get a place to rent. And the housing market is crazy right now. And even the rent market can be a little bit crazy depending on where you are. But either way, you need to get your credit score to the high 6s or maybe even the 7s, depending on what type of mortgage lender you're trying to use, because you're trying to get this house within the next 6 to 9 months and you really need to do something with your credit. Or maybe you have a car that you just know is about to give out on you at any moment in time, and you know that you're gonna have to get another car really soon, but you also know that your credit score right now is gonna cost you a whole lot of money to get a car, not just for the down payment, but also for the monthly payment because of the interest rate that you just know that you're about to get. So whatever that situation is that you're in, you need to get your credit better yesterday. So you've probably been getting the free templates or the free letters online. You've probably been in the free groups trying to get information, and you've probably maybe seen little, maybe no success in trying to accomplish things using that free information that you have obtained. Not to mention your daily schedule is probably already busy. Probably we're going to work, taking the kids to school, taking the kids to extracurricular activities, doing all of the busy things that goes into your life while still trying to figure out how to work on your credit yourself. So now you're just tired of it and you're ready to hand the ball over to a credit repair company. But the question is, how much should you actually pay a credit repair company to try to get the job done for you? Now, that is a very important question, and we're going to cover that, and we're going to go over that in just a second. Now, if you don't know me, I'm Will Frazier, your business and credit expert, giving you tips to get your credit back on track, as well as building credit and giving you strategies and funding options for your business. Now, if you like to hear information like that, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you'll be notified anytime a video drops just like this one. Now, let's jump right into how much you should be paying a credit repair company should you decide to hire one. Now, very first off, we're going to talk about the 2 different type of payment options or amounts that you should probably avoid if somebody tells you that this is what they're going to charge you. But first off, just to let you know, while I do operate a credit repair company, I also know other people in the credit repair industry, and I've had customers come to me from other places in the credit repair industry and have told me the results that they have seen or the experiences that they have had from various different places that charge various different amounts and have different cost structures. So I've pretty much seen and heard of it all, and I know what's going on not just at my company but at other companies, and the companies that I know, they are places that are actually legitimate companies who are doing a good thing for people out there. So everything I'm going to share with you is based on that information and that knowledge. And also, I'm going to need you to do something for me before we get into this, and that is going to be, I need you to change your mindset right now from a consumer to a business owner. Now, some of you may be business owners, but if you're not one, I need you to shift your mindset for a moment real quick. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is most of the time when you're going to purchase something, you're thinking like a consumer. You're thinking about, what do I need? What do I want? And what do I want to hear? At the same time, you need to also think that the business owner that I'm going to be going to, they know what you want to hear, and they know what's going to be the most likely thing that they can say to get you to give that money to them. And not all places are going to be ethical in the way that they're trying to get you to give them your money. That's unfortunate to say, but in every industry, there are some bad eggs that are out there. So by thinking like a business owner would think, you can actually get better insight on if you are getting a good quality company or if you're just going by what you want to hear. And I don't want you thinking like that, because that's what usually leads people into trouble, is what I've seen from the customers that have been taken advantage of and scammed by other credit repair companies. Now that we have that out the way, let's go ahead and talk about these price points. So the very first price point that I want you to think about and know that you should probably go running if you hear it is going to be somebody telling you that they're going to charge you a one-time fee, maybe $200, $300, and then that's it. Now, I know you're sitting there thinking, well, that sounds perfect. That's just what I want. I just want to pay one time, pay that little amount, and then not have to worry about it again. Again, that's you thinking like a consumer. Now, if you're thinking about it on the business owner's side, you have to think about, okay, this person is running a company or are they running a side hustle? Now, if a person's running a company, then that means that they care about their growth, they care about their reputation, so they care more about what they're going to be doing with you and how they handle you. A person with a side hustle, while they could think that way, they might also just be trying to make a quick buck on the side, so they really don't care what they're doing with you, or they don't care about handling you in an ethical way and making sure that they're getting you results. They could be just trying to get a little quick buck and then they're gonna maybe do something for you, maybe not do anything for you, and then you don't see any results. And another thing that you want to think about in that regard is, if I have a company that I'm building up or that I'm trying to make money with, and I'm only charging a person $200 or $300, if I don't continuously get customers because you only have to pay me one time, then that means that how am I gonna pay the bills next month? And is this person still gonna be in business and working on your credit a month or two from now? Because it's hard to sustain a business when you only receive money one time, and then you have to have a real strong system in place to get a whole lot more people to pay you that one time to make sure you can keep the doors open. And also, if that's all that they're charging you, then you also have to think about it from this standpoint. What types of systems are they using? Are they using advanced systems to help me to improve my credit? Are they doing stuff that everybody else does? Are they getting the free templates online and they're using those to actually try to help me with my credit? You have to think about the fact that this company has to do work, and the amount of money and effort that they put into the systems that they have in place to get you results or to try to help you is going to cost them money as a business owner. If they're only getting a one-time amount that's that small from you, what are they actually using to help me? That's something that you want to think about. Now, going to a different price point that you want to think about that I've heard of a lot, there are also some companies out there that may tell you, we charge $1,000, $2,000 upfront all at one time. Now, as far as, the cost of the services and stuff that could be going into this, that sounds like they might be having a lot of high cost things, and they might have a lot of high quality. They might be putting a lot of thought and effort into the work, and they might have some really, premium systems if they're charging me this much. But again, what I have found from customers that have paid that amount upfront, that usually isn't the case. The very first red flag there is the fact that all credit repair organizations are bound by CROA laws, which tell us that we cannot charge a large amount of money upfront to any customer. Now, because that is a law that we're supposed to follow, if the company is blatantly disregarding that law and just straight up charging you that much, either they don't even know the laws, which is a big red flag, or they don't care about what the laws say, which means that they are operating unethically where they can hurt themselves and their business. And does that really tell you that they're going to do something ethical with you while they're trying to help you? More than likely not. And in most instances, what I hear from customers is that they've paid that large amount of money. Maybe one thing happens, they see something happen one month, and then they don't ever hear anything from this company again. Or they just go and say that everything on this person's credit report was fraud. They see some stuff come off their credit immediately, but then it comes back on their credit 30 to 60 days later. And that's because they're taking advantage of a different law under the consumer protection laws, which actually says that if fraud is detected on your credit report, they do try to remove it really fast. But after they do the investigation and see that it's not fraud, they will immediately put it back on your credit report. So then you have paid a whole lot of money to get a temporary result, and then you're right back to square one. And with the previous payment method where you pay, $200 or $300 up front one time, then usually what happens with that is the person ends up disappearing and you just never hear of the person at all anymore. You can call them, text them, message them, and then they just disappeared off the face of the earth and you don't know the status of your credit. Maybe you have seen a little bit of progress, maybe you haven't seen anything, but usually that's what customers have told me have happened to them. So with all that being said, what is a good price point that you should look at when you're trying to pay a credit repair company to know that they are more than likely going to be a good company that's going to do ethical things, that's going to actually still be around when it's time for me to check on my status and see what's going on and actually feel confident that I'm getting to a better place with my credit? Where there are actually two different payment methods that you might see offered by some of the more established and ethical credit repair companies that are out there. One is going to be a monthly payment model and the other is going to be a pay per deletion payment model. Now, with the monthly payment option, usually you're going to pay some amount to get started with the process, and then you'll end up paying an amount monthly while you're going through the process. When it comes to the pay per deletion model, you're going to pay initially when you get started with the program and you sign up, and then after that you will pay per deletion, or for every deletion that comes off of a credit bureau, you will actually pay for that as it happens. So those are two different payment methods or payment models that you might see a credit repair company use that is the most standard practice among legitimate credit repair companies. Now, when it comes to amounts, you might see, anywhere from $100 to $300 initially when you sign up and get started, and you can see anywhere from, $100, $200 monthly if if you're paying monthly, you also might see on the pay per deletion side, maybe $50 per deletion, or depending on the type of account, you might see anywhere up to $100 per deletion, and it can vary, from company to company in regards to that. Now, every company is going to be different. Of course, there are some other factors that you need to look into to make sure that this company is also a good company before you sign up with them. But I will say, before I mention any of those, that the very most important thing is going to be, do you trust this company? So you talk to a person, and after you've talked to that person, did you feel at ease when you got off the phone? Did you feel, like some shady might be going on, like you're not sure if you could really trust them? Were they making you big promises that sound really good to you? And that's the biggest thing. Most people want to hear a guarantee that somebody's going to get stuff off of their credit within 60 days, 30 days, and they want to have a 700 credit score in that time guaranteed to them. But I can tell you that anybody that is making big promises like that to you are not only acting unethically, but more than likely, they're not going to get you whatever it is they said that they're going to get you. And I'm just saying this again, based on what customers that have heard those things from companies come back to me and tell me. So if the company is telling you things like, this is a process, it takes time, because it is, then that means you're actually hearing from a good company that knows how this process actually works, and they know what it takes to get you lasting results so that you're not back in the office or trying to find another credit repair company to do this all over again. Because the biggest mistake people make is choosing the wrong company in the beginning based off of hearing things that they wanted to hear, or based off of seeing that lowest price possible and making their decision based on that. And then they end up wasting time while they're trying to see what results they're going to get. And then if they have to sign up with a new company, they have to spend more time waiting on getting results while they had a certain time frame to achieve their goal initially. And then whatever money you paid that company, now you have to go and pay another company money, all because you made the decision based off the lowest price, or based off being sold a dream on what type of results you're going to get and getting them extremely quickly. Now, another thing that you can do is also check the reviews. Before you go out to eat somewhere, before you go buy a product, you're usually going to check the reviews. Why wouldn't you check the reviews on a credit repair company? So go ahead and check the reviews. You can see if they have a certain number of reviews. You can see what their overall rating is over that span of people that have actually left them a review, and you can get a good idea on if this company has actually helped people or not. And as far as reviews being genuine or disingenuous, you can look at the reviews and you can pretty much tell if a person is really telling their story, or if it sounds like something fake and made up. If all the reviews sound pretty much the same, you can probably tell that may be an issue there. But for the most part, you should be able to tell if it's genuine or not. So talking on the phone to the person, seeing if you really trust the person that you're talking to, listening to what type of guarantees or promises they may be making to you, and making sure that they're not overselling you with what they're trying to say or do. Checking the reviews to see if other people have actually seen results from this place. And one last tip that I want to make sure that you're aware of, there are big companies out there that are online companies that you probably have heard of, like a Lexington Law or creditrepair.com. And one thing that you want to be aware of is that the bigger companies like that, when you call into them, you're really going to be just a number, right? So they're just trying to get as many customers as they can. And when you look at their processes and the way that they handle things, they are set up in a way that's actually going to work on your credit as slow as possible to keep you paying as long as possible. And that's the other thing that you want to be wary of, because you don't want somebody that's going to be trying to just keep you in the program for as long as possible to get your money. You want somebody that's going to be trying to get you done as quickly as possible, keeping in mind that it is a process and that it is not something that's going to be done overnight. I would say to you that most programs that are going to be within 6 to 8 months is going to be a reasonable amount of time to be trying to see good results in regards to trying to be able to go do whatever it is that you were trying to go do after you're done. Sometimes a person's situation may be a little bit more advanced in as far as what they're going through, and that can cause some, complications. And as long as you're paying, the company on time, that will prevent any delays in your process happening. But knowing that a company's goal is to get you to your goal as quickly as they can is going to be the best type of company that you can work with, versus one that's going to be trying to drag out the process and keep you paying longer. So I hope this information was very helpful to you guys. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video. If you liked it, make sure you put a thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you'll be notified anytime I put out more content just like this. And I'll see you next time.